Yeah, hi there everybody, and welcome to Ireland. We're still the most indebted nation in the world. It's Wednesday the 28th of October 2009, and I just really wanted to talk about one thing in particular this evening. Just this is a brief thing, and what it's to do with our tax exiles. And while I was out last week in bed and trying to get myself together again, I was doing a lot of thinking, and one of the things that I was thinking about was about the fact that we have this number of tax exiles. So I decided to do a little bit of work on it, and I did find a report which actually I've put it up for you here so you can have a look at it yourself. I've put three things up for you to have a look at. The first one is this one, which is from a crowd called breakingnews.ie, and it goes back to February of this year. And what it is, it's to do with our revenue commissioner, a lady called Josephine Fahili, and she's addressing Dublin, one of the finance committees in Dublin, a public accounts committee it is, and she basically was talking about the number of registered tax exiles that there are in Ireland, and there are 6,000 of these people. And out of this 6,000, she says that at least 440 fit into the super rich category. And you can read all this yourself. As I said, put it up for you so you can have a look at it yourself. Bit difficult to find out what she means when she says super rich category, but I'll just give you an idea. In the Sunday Times, they publish a super rich or a rich list every year, and I think it's the top 1,000 people in the UK, the richest, and it's divided into sort of rich and super rich. And I think for the super rich category, for the Sunday Times list, you have to earn more than 20 million pounds a year. So I'll give you an idea what we're talking about. We're talking about very wealthy people. Now, you might think, I wonder how can this be? Like, what sort of people is this that we're talking about? Well, I'll give you an example, just of one particular guy. All right, we have a guy called JP McManus. All right, and he's an Irish citizen. He lives down in Limerick, and he jets in and out of Ireland. He has a big house down there. He jets in and out of Ireland, and I think last year he got his daughter married off, or the year before he got his daughter married off, and the wedding cost £5 million and all the rest of it. Now, he didn't pay any tax here. Okay. Now, the number one forex trader in the world, that's the man who trades foreign exchange, and it's the biggest, one of the biggest markets in the world. I think alongside commodities, it's the biggest market. I think it probably is the biggest market in the world, the forex market. Oh, it probably would be. It's immense. But the biggest private individual who trades that is a man called George Soros. And just behind him is this fellow McManus. And what they do is, how they operate is, they take positions on small currencies and they corner the market, and they either force it up or force it down to their advantage. And they do side bets on what way the currencies are going to maneuver and all the rest of it. So they're just gamblers, that's all they are, except they control the market. When they enter a market, they control it, because they have such they use carry trade money from Japan and borrow it. It's all on borrowed money. It's never their money. They never risk their money. It's all borrowed money. And anyway, the bottom line about it is they're obviously very, very successful at it, and highly talented at what they do, because they play these international markets and they make huge amount of money. Now, last year, the estimate was that this man McManus made 250 million pounds. That's what he made last year. That's £5 million a week. Okay. Now, even if they're wrong, even if they're 50% wrong about that, and he only made 125 million, he still made 2.5 million a week. He don't pay any tax. Doesn't pay any tax. But the smallest woman who works in his mansion cleaning it, she pays tax. She pays tax. All the secretaries that work for him, they all pay tax. So it's like the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's like the inmates have taken control of the lunatic asylum. The people at the bottom pay tax, but the people that earn the most don't pay any tax. Now, in the next, not in this one because it's going to get too complicated, but in the next posting that I put up, I'll put up the Revenue Commissioner's posting for who pays the tax, and I eventually found it. It's a major task to find it, and it only goes back to the latest one is it was published in 2008. It's income tax income from various sources for 2006, but it gives us a good idea of what's going on, who pays what and what. But anyway, the bottom line about it is, when this issue is raised about these tax exiles in this country, when it's raised with these boys that are in power here in Ireland at the minute, this crowd, this Fianna Fáil, it's like when it's raised by anybody, they go apoplectic. They go like, they go insane. It's like you've tried to rape their wives or tried to molest their daughters or something. They go absolutely insane. And what this all tells me about our society is that our society is completely and utterly sick. They say, oh, this is quite normal. This is international law, and this is quite normal. In all over Europe, all the European countries do this, you know, but all the European countries aren't 4.2 million people, and all the European countries aren't fragile little democratic republics sitting on the west of on the edge of Western Europe. Now, the bottom line about it is, we either address these problems and we either introduce some sort of moral integrity into our society, or why don't we just sell the whole fucking thing off to the highest bidder? Why don't we just have an auction and just sell the whole fucking country off? And just let them play golf and do whatever the hell they want with the country. And what we'll do is we'll get up in the morning and get in the electricity generators with cycles collected the electricity generators and just become slaves for them. That's what we'll do, just become slaves for them. Because that's what we are at the moment anyway, technically. We're the most indebted nation in the world. We have to pay all this debt back. And if we don't pay it back, our children have to pay it back and our grandchildren have to pay it back. That's not what I'm on about. What I'm on about at the moment is about these so-called, these are all the great and the good. These are all the people who are telling you how you should live. These are all the people who hold themselves up. These are all the so-called people with personal largesse and full of philanthropy. This McManus fellow waltzes around and gives out the brown nosers 10 grand and 5 grand and gives gap pitches down in Limerick 100 grand or 50 grand. He should fucking pay his tax like everybody else does. If he paid us 50 million a year or whatever it is due, or 80 million quid a year, he wouldn't have to give out any largesse. He wouldn't have to do anything. And he wouldn't have to be hiding in the Bahamas or wherever the hell he lives. This is the sickness, this is the general malaise that pervades our society. The people that lead our society, all, instead of having little Hindi marks like the Hindis have on their face, they should have big brown marks on their noses. This is what has us the way we are. And until we address this, we're gonna get nowhere. Yeah, sorry about that outburst. I just want to finish off. Basically, I put the connections up for two other things. One is an article in today's Independent, the Irish Independent, by David McWilliams, and the heading of it is, as I say, I put a connection up there for you can have a read of it. The rich get richer as the rest of us pay for their mistakes. Very nice article, very well worth reading. And the other one then is an article from today's Irish Times, and it's by Fintan O'Toole, and the title of it is, it's called "Time to Tap into the Pots of Boomtime Gold." So they're both pretty but very, very interesting articles, and they give you a good insight into our whole situation as it is today. So see you shortly. Okay, thanks very much. Bye.